On the 16th of December 2020, I became the first player on Hypixel to acquire the True Adventurer achievement. To obtain this achievement, you have to have reached Catacombs level 40. Though in today's video, I'm not going to just show you guys the clip of me getting Catacombs 40, instead I'm going to tell all of you how I managed to become the first player ever to reach Catacombs level 40. My journey started on the 12th of June 2019 with the release of Skyblock. Though before dungeons were released, really all I did was a lot of skill grinding and farming, and I wasn't considered as an endgame player, though I knew with dungeons I would be able to progress further. But the question was, when are dungeons coming out? Over 1 year after the release of Skyblock, and 9 months after the first dungeon leaks, on the 8th of July 2020, Skyblock updated to version 0.8 and released the Catacombs, which is the first of the 3 currently known dungeons. As soon as dungeons released, I started to grind a lot. I wanted to stand out from the other players. I thought that this was going to be my chance to become a top player. My dungeon journey kicked off with me playing as a horrific berserk tank. And as well as this, I was playing with Party Finder and Guild, which was lost in space at the time. During floor 3, I was considerably trash at dungeons. I was doing Blaze without Solver, I was using non-dungeonized Superior with a non-dungeonized Yeti sword and a Yeti pet. As well as this, I was playing as a berserk tank, although I couldn't even one-shot most of the mobs. I have barely any footage of me playing floor 3, as I didn't stream then, but I do remember sometimes doing 15-minute runs, and also sometimes doing 5-minute runs. Also, per run, I was only getting 420 XP, and honestly, I have zero idea how I managed to get to Catacombs level 23 on floor 3, as that requires 356,000 XP. And also, I'm clueless how I managed to get to number 5 in Professor kills with over 1,100, considering my insanely slow runs. Though, in floor 4, everything would change. On the 30th of July, floor 4 was released, and from then on, everything started to change. And this is where I started to become a better player. The first time I really started to get into the dungeon community was when I got invited to join Dungeon Gang. This is renowned as the best dungeon Discord. As soon as I started to talk to more top players in Dungeon Gang, I started to improve, and after seeing Cookie No Rookie's video on Tank Mage, I swiftly switched over and instantly became way better. At the start of floor 4, my runs were around 8 minutes on average, which are almost twice as fast as the runs which I was doing on floor 3. Also, per run I was getting 1,200 XP, and earning around 7,000 XP an hour in an average party, almost 15,000 XP an hour in a really good party. For around another 1,000 runs, I ran regular S runs with people from Dungeon Gang. This was until a more efficient method of gaining XP was found. This became to be known as XP running. XP runs started to be popularized in mid-August when Leocthl and MenacingBanana made videos on the strategy. In floor 4, there were 2 different types of XP runs. One of them was clearing 80% of the dungeon, then dying for 600 XP. This type of XP run usually took about 1 minute 30, and this was first shown on Leocthl's channel. And the second type of XP run was dying at boss. This included clearing the whole dungeon, then entering a boss room and dying for 1,000 XP. This type of XP run usually took around 3 minutes, and it was nicknamed the Banana Strat, as Menacing made a video on this. I found the first type of XP run better for me, as it provided a better XP rate per hour, so I predominantly did the die at 80% strategy. XP running provided me 24,000 XP an hour, making it a lot better than the 15,000 XP an hour that I got from normal S/S plus runs, though in hindsight I regret ever XP running. Although it did provide a lot of Catacombs experience, which pushed me into 3rd from Catacombs, just behind Squidoosh and Toxicubor, and it also leveled me from Catacombs 27 to 31 in under a month. Even though XP running did all of this, from XP running I didn't improve at all at secrets nor clearing, and I got clowned on by other top players for having such a high XP run ratio. And after this, I never touched XP running again. On the 18th of September, Floor 5 was released. This changed two massive things in dungeons. Firstly, XP running was no longer viable due to the change where leaving a dungeon without killing the boss will reduce the score by 30%. And also, the boss didn't even take that long to kill. This made XP running useless as finishing the entire run wouldn't take much longer and you get way more experience. The second change which was made was making it actually worth going for S+ due to the addition of the bedrock chest that can only come with an S+. Due to S+ being more worth it to do, it required me to learn all of the secrets. In a matter of a few hours, I managed to learn all of the secrets, and after a bit of practice, muscle memory soon followed. Due to being able to do consistent S+ in Floor 5, I was able to start to make a lot more money to save up for Floor 6. Though I wasn't just making money. I was also getting 22,000 Catacombs XP every single run without even the XP running, and this equated to 33,000 XP per hour. Even though Floor 5 only lasted for exactly 2 weeks, I still managed to get myself from Catacombs 31 to Catacombs 32.5, and in total I killed Livid 1,050 times. As well as this, on the 1st of October, I managed to pass Toxic Ebo and Skadoosh to make my way up to number 1 in Catacombs XP. On the 2nd of October, Floor 6 was released. This was the first floor where I started to sweat dungeons, and I managed to maintain number 1 Catacombs throughout most of the floor. Floor 6 made it a lot easier to gain XP, since doing S+ runs on Floor 6 provided 4,000 Catacombs XP, and the runs only took about 5 to 6 minutes to complete. And after Midas Staff was released around halfway into Floor 6, the runs were around consistently 5 minutes. With these runs I was earning approximately 40,000 Catacombs XP an hour, which to be honest isn't a lot better than Floor 5, but is still a good difference. Around the same time that Floor 6 was released, a new top dungeon guild was made by Mindrix, who had just recently been unwiped. Mindrix called this guild Necron after the Floor 10 boss. I joined this guild 2 weeks into Floor 6, and when I joined Necron, I found it even easier to find parties. Now this was due to most of the top players joining the guild, and it was a lot easier to communicate via guild chat, opposed to using something like Discord. By the end of October, Necron was dominating the Catacombs leaderboard, with 5 of the 10 top players being in Necron, as well as the guild Catacombs average being around 31. Though on the 3rd of November, Mindrix got wiped again, and that marked the end of Necron. After Necron died, I moved on to flexing chimps, and became a true chimp. For me, Floor 6 was an amazing floor. Throughout 90% of Floor 6, I was maintaining number 1 Catacombs, my only competitors being Underscore Dungeons and Vorti. And throughout Floor 6, I made my way from the start of Catacombs 32 to halfway into Catacombs 35. On the 17th of November, Floor 7 was released. Originally, Floor 10 was supposed to be the final floor of the Catacombs, but on the Floor 7 patch notes, Jay Varman said, quote, "As such, we have decided to change the Floor 7 fight to Necrons. While we still plan on releasing Master Mode, players will have to wait at least a few months before we are ready to work on dungeons again." This pretty much meant that Floor 7 was going to be the final floor of Catacombs until in a few months Master Mode comes out. Now, my train of thinking was, since Floor 7 is going to be the last floor, it's going to be worth to grind it out hard, and especially because the EXP rate is so insane, it's just going to be worth to grind an insane amount of time. So pretty much, per every Floor 7 S+ run you do, you get 20,000 Catacombs XP, and if you have the new Catacombs Expert ring, which increases your Catacombs XP gain by 10%, you can gain 22,000 XP per run. Since every run takes around 5 minutes, I earn upwards of 22,000 XP an hour, and if I'm getting good 4th minute 30 runs, I can earn upwards of 250,000 XP an hour, which makes the XP gain around 5 to 6 times better compared to floor 6. Though these fast runs didn't come straight away. It wasn't until around a week into floor 7 that people found out about the Hyperion and how overpowered that can be. This instantly made the runs a lot faster, and my Catacombs level and EXP started to shoot up drastically. Though I wasn't the only one gaining an insane amount of XP. A player known as Deathstreaks, who was one of the highest in weight in Skyblock, started to grind dungeons. A lot. At this point, I'd been maintaining number 1 in Catacombs level for around 2 months. But when Deathstreaks came along, this would soon change. Deathstreaks was going at a rate of 2 million XP a day, compared to me gaining only 1 million XP a day due to school. But on the 9th of December, my school year ended and the summer holidays began. And this is when I started my insane grind for Catacombs 40. On the 9th of December, Deathstreaks was slightly ahead of me with Catacombs 38.65, opposed to me being at 38.6. Though everything would quickly change, and within a week I managed to get to Catacombs level 40. I was averaging almost 2.5 million XP a day, playing around 16 hours. Though due to my horrible time zone, I did have some issues with finding parties. For Deathstreaks, they were playing significantly less, but they still managed to gain 2 million XP a day, which meant even though they were ahead of me for a short period of time, I was gaining 500,000 XP on them every single day, which meant by the time I hit Catacombs 40, Deathstreaks was almost 3.5 million XP behind me. The day came on the 16th of December when I became the first player to achieve the True Adventure achievement and acquire Catacombs level 40. That morning I started streaming at 10:30 AM. Was around 600k XP away from this insane milestone, and I had a great lead above Deathstreaks. Then just 3.5 hours of streaming, I managed to reach this milestone in front of 650 viewers, which destroyed my viewer record. The run was with Old Panda, Refraction, Briefing, and Fellow22. Now I'm just going to quickly show my reaction to when I hit Catacombs level 40. Let's go! Did we... Fuck it! Catacombs 40! Catacombs 40! Catacombs 40! Okay, we just became the first player on the server to Cat 40. I'm going to wait until the server closes, and I'm not going to leave the server until this closes. Okay, we're going to wait for the chat message. Let's go. I need to update my level. GG. Let's go, everyone. So, now that you heard my reaction, you probably heard all the emotions which were going through me. I'm going to try to describe it. My emotions after hitting Catacombs 40 are indescribable. I had a rush of adrenaline. I had a feeling of relief. I was free of being suffocated into this fucking game. But I also had a feeling of sadness. Sadness showing how much of my life I'd wasted away on a block game. This is when I questioned myself. What the fuck am I doing with my life? Why did I waste so much time? And to answer that, honestly, I don't know. I'll leave that for another time. Anyway, goodbye.